from its really aggressive name, it has a really feminine look that everybody will love. So this one is actually done in single crochet, is what I'm showing you now, but the pattern I'm going to be doing is a half double crochet, but it's the same idea. And if you want to skip to the very end, you're essentially making a scarf 135 chains long and 6 inches tall. You'll need scissors, a needle, and I'm using some shiny yarn from Hobby Lobby, and then my 3.75 millimeter hook that I use for everything. So you're going to start off just by doing a foundation chain of 135, and then you're going to go in second chain from the hook and do a half double crochet for a total of 133 half double crochets. And then as always, you're going to turn your work, chain 2, repeat all the way through. I got about 5.5 inches tall, and I did 16 rows. So essentially you're going to want the same height. So between 5 and 6 inches, and the length will need to be able to wrap around your head 1.5 times. So if you're trying to make a larger or smaller turban, you don't really want to discount the height of it, so that 5 to 6 inches, but the length of it, because that will determine how it fits on your head. I do love this look. Everybody wants to know where I got it. So I saw this hat while I was shopping this Christmas, and it was a cheapy store, and the tag didn't actually have a name of the hat. It was just $5, and so I had to come home in hardcore Pinterest until I could find what I was looking for. It turns out it was a turban. So very vintage Hollywood, right after the flappa era. You can add a brooch or jewels, gems, flowers. I liked mine plain, and I get a lot of compliments on it, and it is also functional. It keeps you warm, so that's great, because, double whammy. If you take a look at my little Willy guy, so my little hook holder, I made him. He is up for sale on my Etsy shop. He is a hook holder or pen holder, and his testes are little pin cushions. He's freaking great. So it's a very simple pattern. You're just going to want to do half double crochets, or single crochets, whatever you would like. And you can also add some texture. So you could do every other row, front loop or back loop only, however you want to work it. My favorite, however, out of all the versions that I've made so far, is just the single crochet. I think it looks the most professional. If you don't want to make this hat, it is up for sale also on my Etsy. It's etsy.com/shop/tattedhook. Or you can head to my website for written instructions at thetattedhook.com. Alright, so I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to watch the whole thing being made. So once again, I did 135 chains, 135 half double crochets, and I did 16 rows. So the first time I made this hat, it was very, very hard to sew. It was really confusing, but I was having to do it off a diagram. So I hope watching it on a video helps you, but I recommend for your first time kind of loosely sewing so that you can undo it. You can always go in and make it better, but getting it all aligned can kind of be difficult. It's also a great hat if you like to wear a messy bun like I do. So instead of sewing the two sides together at the top, you can leave those open where you can put in a messy bun if you'd like. So here is the finished scarf portion. So we're going to flip over the left, and then we're going to flip over the right. And then I just use a needle to secure it. You can use a pen, stitch holder, whatever you would like. The front is what everybody sees, so that's kind of the most important part, right? And then I flip it over because the magic happens in the back. That's what she said. Okay, anyways. So you're going to fold these down like so. Don't worry about any gaps because you're going to sew those all up. So you're going to sew the back row there. I do start by sewing the two sides together. however you want to do it, or however you want to work it. So that's the back though. That's what it's going to look like. That's what the front's going to look like. Those gaps you'll sew. So when you sew in those sides, you'll sew up. And it does kind of have a pointy look, but don't worry, it smooths out once you wear it. So you just sew those all up. Easy peasy, eggs and cheesy. Threading my needle here. I was super nervous to do this on camera because it was so hard the first time I did it. All right, so I'm going to secure it. I need my needle now, so I'm not going to secure it anymore, but it's sort of set up. So just go ahead, get that ready. Flip it on over. Oh my gosh, I'm taking forever. Okay, flip like a pancake. And then you don't have to worry about aligning the sides up perfectly. You want it to look cute in the front. You can sew anything, but you can't go undo the front, right? So don't worry if one is a little bit longer or shorter than the other, as long as it hides behind the back area. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So
Okay,
here is a super awkward view of me
I didn't want to bother you with
sewing
my talking.
the sides together.
And as always, if you want to mute my videos and speed them up, slow them down, whatever you need to get your job done, honey, you do it. So as we're coming up, you see I have about 5 inches here. And I am finishing up
and getting the back on. So I first got the left side of the back
first time was really hard
sewed
for me to
on.
sew.
And from
The
there, it's
second
just so
time
easy.
was really
Just make
simple.
sure you go up into that
So you lay
corner.
your
So my
project
string is
flat,
over there. Go
so
up into that
that
corner. Make sure you sew
few
down that
inches,
portion.
leave some room
It actually
for
happens
sewing.
a lot easier than you think. You don't really have to think about it. You just sew and then do the other side.
And then you're going to lay it completely flat, and you're going to cross the left side first and then the right side over with a flat back. And I highly recommend using pins.
You do get awkward
I just
sewing
use
this
a
together.
needle,
And then I pin down the front when I'm done very loosely. You don't want to see any thread. And there you go.
Just
see what it's sewn there? Yeah, but you can't really tell. It's very light stitching, so it'll hold it together. It's tied in there securely, but
tricky my first time.
That way it doesn't come undone. Obviously, we don't want that while you're wearing it. Isn't it adorable? It's so cute, and I love how it just adds a feminine touch to a beanie. Oh, I can't get enough of it. So if you did want to add the side ponytail, here's where I would recommend, side ponytail. If you did want to add a ponytail, that's why I would recommend not sewing. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed my pattern. I hope you had fun. Bye.